Okay, so I'm back. I happened to see some photographers from ABC, and I was just, ask some questions about how to get into photography and get with the press and all that. But because to get back to what I was talking about, so I bumped into all these, professionals, and I'm a late starter. I'm 43 years old. You know what I'm saying? And I've spent 20 years raising fucking kids, dude. So I'm starting life over again, and I'm meeting so many professionals. I met a doctor, like I was trying to say. I met a doctor at the hospital, and he happened to have something that said SUNY. So I asked, hey, what do you know? I said, are you a doctor? He goes, yeah, I'm a doctor. I'm like, wow, you know what, man? I really admire doctors, and I'm thinking, maybe, I want to get a PhD in psychology. And he turned to me and he said, make sure you become a doctor of it, and it's not going to take long, but don't veer off your plan for nobody. And he said, once you get through it, he said the pay is great. That's one thing he did say. So, I'm meeting these different individuals and shit, who are professionals. Today I met a man today named Jong, and he was just seeing me with my camera, and I was just taking pictures, and we struck up conversation, and come to find out, he's a lawyer, and he's a lawyer that helps represent New York State. I'm not going to get too much into his business, but that's what he was explaining to me. And I, just in conversation, two guys, to say, I'm just, I'm out here and I'm going to graduate soon, and I want to, document. That's why I have this camera. I want to document my journey to becoming a doctor of psychology. And he said, do it. Don't let anybody get in the way of it. And it's going to be hard, but when you get done, life will be so much more fulfilling. And it's like, I believe that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have family members that are professionals. I have two aunts that are like, these big time lawyers, and I don't really have too much. I don't have a great relationship with them, but as far as like, between my mom and my upbringing, I don't know any professionals. And I was saying to myself, like, who's going to step up to the plate? Because my kids have abandoned the education system. They just don't believe it works. And I think this is the gist of my video here, is the question, is the educational system still failing us? Because I don't believe that. And I'm saying that because, I have been, I've been up and I'm down, and the ones who I see who really have, better paying jobs, better opportunities coming to them, more credibility in the community, are individuals who have their education. So, coming from out of the, I'm from the hood. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the hood. And there's not really anybody in the hood who who seems to be valuing the educational system. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is, like, I walk around the hood, and it's like, are you wondering why? You know what I'm saying? Things ain't gonna, like, why things aren't turning for the best? Like take a guess why. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see. And you'll see. There's a lot of photographers out here. So, I don't know. And I want to start to knowing. Damn. Oh, man, I missed out. I don't want to keep going on the I don't know. I want to start knowing. And so, it makes me wonder, why does my neighborhood not value education? I know guys that keep doing the same thing over, and I'm like, why waste your time on that? You know what I'm saying? Where you're going to be prone to going to prison, and if you go to prison, you know, you're going to end up going away for, you know, 2 years at the minimum, maybe to 10 years. So I'm like, why don't you just, you know, why don't you just like put yourself in an educational institution instead of a correctional institution and see what you'll be after that? See what you'll become after that. Because you're putting all this time in the correctional facility and litigations. Like, seriously, like, that's the same amount of time that you could be using to go to a class. And this is like how I see it, you know? And people are like, oh, you know, I don't got time to do this. And I say to myself, you know what? I have ran the streets. I did mad things out on the street. I've done so many things out in the street. You know what I'm saying? By the grace of God, I've never been to prison. But I'm saying to myself, I could have. So why don't I just commit myself to the education institution and see where it's going to take me after 7 years? Why not? You know, and that's just like how I think about it and how I see it and how I'm understanding it. Because I got friends who been to prison. They've done 10 years. They done, you know, 5 years, and you know, and I'm like, wow, like you could have went and got a bachelor's degree with that. You could have went and got like a master's degree, you know, after all that amount of time. For that amount of time, you could have just went and just did that. So that's just my thought, you know. That's my this thing that's on my mind right now. So I want to see if I can open up a discussion, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see, you know, what other people think about, you know, and that this is me trying to use, you know, the education I've got for my associate's degree, which was, you know, there were statistics, you know what I'm saying, independent research, all these things. So I'm going to put this discussion out there, and I want to see what, you know, what is being said back, you know, so we can, I want to be able to get a more social understanding about what is going on in these urban communities. And I want to say urban communities, you know, I don't want to exclude that to just being black people, because in my hood, it wasn't just black people. Like, the hood was all of us, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of, well, I got a lot of white friends that come from, you know, poverty. So I don't, you know, and it's not to, you know, you know, change on, or, you know, try to, you know, somehow discredit other urban neighborhoods in different states. Okay, but here in Albany, New York, you know what I'm saying, the hood consists of blacks, Puerto Ricans, and whites. And that's just the truth of the matter. And it's, you know, different states are different things. But in my upbringing, in my neighborhood, okay, where, you know, where it was, you know, low income, it was blacks, whites, and Hispanics.